Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back into the video today. And today, the Cleveland Cavaliers, one seed Cavaliers, will take on the Miami Heat to start off their series, which starts at 6 o'clock tonight on TNT. The first game of a doubleheader on TNT with the Cavs, Heat, and the Warriors and the Rockets. And I'm going to be making a series preview and predictions video for this Cavaliers series. I think it's going to be a very interesting series to watch. I like the Hawks, but I think this Cavs Heat series is going to be a lot more interesting than what we would have seen with the Hawks and Cavs. I think the Cavs would have potential to potentially sweep the Hawks, if not, take them out in 5 games. But where the wins for the Cavs are like not even close. But yeah, so I think this should be an interesting series. I really do. The Cavs obviously all season were really good, but I think Miami started to show some really good things towards the end of the season a little bit, and then in the play-in played really well. Tyler Hero looked really good. Bam Adebayo looked good defensively as well. Khalil Ware is a guy who's shown potential all year. Andrew Wiggins looked good in the 2 play-in games. They've got a really solid team. Davion Mitchell's been a guy who's looked really good. I think this Miami team has talent. Not enough talent. I don't think not enough talent to take down the Cavaliers and eliminate them, but enough talent to compete to at least take them to 5 or 6 games. And when I say 5 games, I think there might be a couple games with the Cavaliers. There might be 2 or 3 games where the Cavaliers win out of 4 that are close games. And so that I think that'd be good for Miami. Even if you lose in 5 games, and you can say, hey, well, we had this Cavaliers team. It was a close game in 2 of the 3 losses. I know you ultimately want to win the series, and that's the goal, but it's very unrealistic. And if they do end up losing the series, I think you have to be proud if you're able to take this Cavaliers team to 6 games. And not only do that, but if you do lose in 5 games and you're very competitive, because sometimes you will see a team lose in 5 games, but it was actually much more of a closer series. Like, for instance, last year the Denver Nuggets beat the Los Angeles Lakers in the playoffs in 5 games, and the Nuggets did play really well against the Lakers, but the Lakers led most of the series. Lakers would lead most of the game, and then Denver would come in and start dominating them late in the game. And so you see series like that sometimes where it's a 5, it ends in a 5-game series, but the team that lost was very competitive. And sometimes you'll see a 5-game series where it's the complete opposite, and all 4 losses the team gets is just getting their butts kicked, or 3 of the 4 losses that they have in the series of 5 games are getting their butts kicked and look terrible. And so you could see a competitive 5-game series is what I'm saying from this Miami Heat team, and show a lot of fight, which could be a good thing for Miami. But I'm prediction wise, I'm going to go over some injuries before I get into the Cleveland Cleveland Miami predictions. Kevin Love out with personal issues. I don't think he'll play in this series. Outside of that, Nikola Jovic has been on the injury report, has been out since February 23rd. Funny enough, I was going to say it was Cleveland that he got injured against. It was Milwaukee. He got injured against the 23rd. But he might be able to be back out there for the Miami Heat tonight. And he averaged 11 points per game during the regular season in 46 games. So getting Jovic back could be key for Miami, potentially. Someone they did not have in the 2 playing games. And then Cleveland, injuries, there's if I'm correct, there's nothing. There's no injuries at all for Cleveland. And this is a healthy Cleveland team. I'm going with the Cavs in 5. But like I said, I think this is a competitive 5. Like, not where Cleveland's blowing them out all series. I think you can see Miami lose a couple games in this series that are really close games and play hard. So, I think there are going to be a couple games where Miami takes Cleveland deep into the game and Cleveland has to fight to win. I think that's something that if you give them some trouble, that I would consider that a good series for Miami, even if you lose in 5 games and you go out there and you compete. Obviously, any series loss is not a good series, but when you're playing this Cavaliers team that was one of the best in basketball this year, had over 60 wins, and you're a Miami team that was the 10 seed and the first ever 10 seed to make it into the playoffs since the NBA started the NBA play-in tournament in the 2020-21 season, that'd be incredible for Miami to compete with this Cavaliers team when, there was a great chance they were not going to even be in the playoffs with, how they had to go on the road 2 games to win against Chicago and Atlanta. They did it, and they got an overtime win. I think you got to be proud of the fact that Miami's there at this point right now. But I do see Cleveland winning this series in at least 5 games. But I could see maybe Miami trying to sneak a second win and the Cavs take it in 6 and eliminate them in Miami. Because Miami. It would be in Miami if there was a Game 6. Let me know your thoughts on the Cavs Heat series in the comment section, and peace out.